Hey everybody, welcome back to the Holly Hibbert Show. Today I'm going to be sharing with you how to overcome fear of being seen on social media. Now, I am new in season 6 of my show here to recording these episodes on video. So if you are watching the video version, the first thing I'm going to point out to you today is I am not done up. Today is a baseball hat, hoodie, it's cold outside kind of day. And here I am creating social media content. Now, if I were to rewind way back when I started creating content in 2013, 2014 or so, this would be an impossibility for me. This would be one of the reasons why I would fear being seen on social media. And so much has changed in the last decade in regards to the kinds of content that people want to consume, what they want to see, what they don't want to see. And a lot of that is to your advantage if you are one of the people who have a fear of being seen on social media. So let's start by breaking down the problem. In this episode today, I'm going to talk about why this is a problem in the first place, maybe stating the obvious for some of you. I'm going to give you a solution and an action step that you can go ahead and take to start to dismantle this fear of being seen and maybe the main reason in your case why you might not be putting your social media content out there to begin with. So the problem itself, a lot of times people simply have a fear of judgment around their content itself, but mostly it's a fear of putting their face, like putting your face out there, showing your audience, not only displaying what your thoughts are, what your ideas are, what your mechanics are, the things that you are really wanting to share and educate them on and support them with and help them with in the service that you provide. But then you got to put your face with the message. And that adds a layer of vulnerability because people are always going to have opinions about your content. They're going to tell you how great it was, how practical it was, how time efficient it was, that it was such a great out of the box idea. They would have never thought of that. You're going to get a lot of that when you put great content out there or your content pure and simple. It doesn't have to be reinventing the wheel. However, you're also going to get feedback about everything from how you talk, if you fumble over a word, what's in your background, what you are wearing, if you are done up or not done up. And that fear of judgment, I mean, it is real. It's a real concern or real fear. It feels very real to us because it can absolutely keep you from putting your message out there. So if you are experiencing a fear of judgment and you think that that is the primary reason why you are not sharing your expertise, your ideas, positioning yourself in a place of authority with your social media platforms, if you think it's because of that fear of judgment and what you might look like and what people might say, please know you are amongst friends. You are amongst so many people who feel that way. Even people who put polished, curated, beautiful content out there, content that they even put together themselves or had a production company film for them, because that is a thing. You don't have to be a high budget social media creator in order to bring on a team to help you. And people all the time utilize help to do it. But it doesn't mean their message is necessarily better or more important. Certain elements of your content and what things look like on the screen may drive engagement. It may support people to take you more seriously or not, but those are your audience's filters and perceptions. That has nothing to do with you. You cannot reach through the screen and dismantle every limiting belief a person has about this is why or why they do not validate what a person, any person, not just you, has to say to them. We cannot do anything about the filters that our audience has in how they see the world. So judgment is a real thing. People are going to have their opinions. Sometimes they will voice them, sometimes they will not. Sometimes their judgments are actually really encouraging because they love what you had to say, or they love the outfit that you're wearing, or they think your background is awesome, or they can see your dog on the chair behind you. There's my dog sleeping if you're watching on video. And they think that's fantastic and makes you relatable and they're dog people, whatever. And some people will nitpick to nitpick, and there's nothing we can do about it. There's nothing we can do to stop them trying to defend it, trying to, oh my goodness. I actually just went through my YouTube comments and it's on content that is so old and it's still really good content. And people are commenting on, one person said that I'm so self-absorbed. This woman is so self-absorbed. She doesn't care about people at all. She's so concerned with her own thing. And I'm like, dude, I filmed that thing 3 years ago. I'm not even going to look at what the video was about. I don't really care what the context is. Like, I just want, I'm like, whatever. So all I did was write, thanks for the reply, or thank you for the comment, or thank you for the feedback. Be well. Because you know what? It bumped me in the algorithm. So I'm not going to be mad about that. Anyway, so if you have a fear of judgment and that is keeping you from being seen on social media, please, like I said, that might never go away. Even today, as I'm filming this and recording it on audio as well, like I said, I am not dressed up, made up today, but I have a commitment to have 2 episodes of my show out per week. And I thought to myself, well, I could have 1 episode a week where I am done up, made up, hair is done, my hair, like outfit is cute. I could totally do that. But that actually goes against what I'm wanting to encourage people to do. Your message is more important than what you look like. Now, I will share a story quickly, and then I'm going to move on to solutions. Back when I started creating social media content on a consistent basis, 2013, 2014, I made the commitment to go live on Facebook in this case, no matter what. I had a time, I had a day, that was my plan. It was really a self experiment to hold myself accountable and follow up and do the thing I said I was going to do, which was go live on Facebook, no matter if I was done up, what my background was, where I was, how many notes I had on my desk ready to go. Just hit the button that says go live and do it. And because that was my foremost commitment, I didn't really concern myself with, am I going to have my appearance looking the way I want it to look? And so over those first few weeks, I was tracking metrics. I was noticing how many comments, how many new followers, how many views on that video. I was looking at the numbers, okay? And then I don't even know when or how, but at some point I was curious, I wonder if I did make the commitment to do the hair, do the makeup, show up, if my viewership, if my number of followers, if the number of comments would increase. And I went ahead and tested that, I think for a month or two. I would only go live on social media and do a video, a class, educate, etc. if I was done up. And I got to tell you, back in 2013, 2014, it did make a difference. I did have more views. I did gain, I don't know about more followers, but I definitely had more views and people who watched longer when I appeared a certain way. But here's why I bring this up, because I know the 2 things I just said in the last 5 minutes, you might be thinking, how do those contradict one another? Because on the one hand, you're saying show up, get your message out there. People are going to pay attention to what you look like and how you show up on screen or not. And then you're telling me this story about how you gussied yourself up and like your viewership was better. And now what am I supposed to believe? Here's the encouraging part. So much has shifted in culture, in social media landscape in the last 10 years. Millennials and now especially Gen Z have changed the expectation. What is appreciated far more than your aesthetic and what you look like is your consistency, how authentic you are in what you share, and or how vulnerable you are. Are you sharing not just the highlights, but are you sharing the moments that are challenges and struggles as well? Are you showing people that life is not all sunshine and rainbows? I'm not saying to put your trauma on display, but what trends nowadays in 2024 when I'm recording this is the authentic, less curated, less done up content. It's those moments where you grab your phone when you're out on a walk and you're listening to something and you're on this walk and then you think, "Oh my gosh, that's such a great idea. I need to share that with my audience." And you grab your app, you grab your phone, you change the app, you go to your Instagram stories, you go to TikTok or you pull up whatever you're going to record a short form video on and you open it or even your phone, your camera, and click record and say, I just heard the greatest thing on this podcast. And it blew my mind. And I had to share this with you. Da, 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 da. 30 seconds later, you have shared this gem with your audience. You click post and you move on. People love it. They love it. They want that. They want to see the behind the scenes. They want to hear you and see you in your process. I get so many great ideas when I am doing my workout at the gym or when I am on a walk outside. I do. And if I only told myself, oh, well, I'll just document that and share it when my life is a little more polished, or I'm looking a little bit better, or my hair is done, or all the things I mentioned earlier, I am depriving my audience from the opportunity of learning from my process. So I share this with you because 2013, 2014, social media and short form video, long form video were really, really starting to pick up speed then. And now it's in full force. Really, anything goes. And people love, yeah, we appreciate a good ASMR, the sound and the lights and the, the great outfits and the OOTDs, the outfit of the day, like, people love this kind of stuff, but they want your process. They don't just want your photo shoot. They want to see you in subpar lighting. Like, they don't need to s like, right now, even if you're watching the video of this on YouTube, my office, fortunately, unfortunately, so I don't have a window behind my computer, so I have to use a lamp to get light on my face, but I have a window behind me. That is not ideal lighting. It is not. And when I lived in my previous place before I got married and moved here, I had an apartment with so many windows, massive windows, and I had tons of natural light and I could film from my desk and get tons of sunlight no matter what. And that is not the case right now. But you know what? It hasn't impacted the impact that I make, and it has not changed my ability to deliver content that can really support people. I've got to set it aside and say, you know what? My lighting is not ideal right now. And if you don't have any of that stuff, if you're just like, I live in a dim apartment or house, or I'm not, I live in a state where it's dark most of the time, or what, like, this is petty stuff. You got to get over it. Cause I'm telling you, no one cares the way they used to care. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. They want it. All right. So fear of judgment when you're wanting to put content out, we can overcome that by reassuring ourselves that the times we are living in is to our advantage. Okay. People like the behind the scenes. They like to see the process. Remember that and just hit the button, go live, record. Then, more importantly, hit post, hit publish. Make sure they see it, edit it or not. Again, they do not care. When you get more experience, you can take the time and go back, and I'm not saying redo previous content, but you can go back and say, I will add to the quality of what I am doing. I did not always have great lighting. That's something I added in the last few years, right? I did not always do my podcast episodes on video. It's something I'm choosing to add now, 58 episodes into this. Why? Because it takes a little more time. And I wanted to make sure, and it's not even perfect. I don't have a studio, right? Like, it's just me in my office and my mic and my lamp and my dog sleeping in the background. Like, it isn't perfect, but you will incrementally find ways once you get started to elevate how you deliver your message. And that isn't just in how you speak it, but in your surroundings as well. So, solutions to this, okay? Solution number one, practice showing up consistently. I just gave you a bunch of examples where on the fly, if you have an idea, film it and post it. What if you are still so scared even to put your messaging out there because you might be thinking, oh my goodness, I'm still working a 9 to 5, my coaching business or my service that I offer, or this VA, my virtual assistant gig that I'm doing. Like these are still things on the side. Or what if the small business that I run, what if my employees see this? And what if they see my video and they're going to be critical that then don't do a video. Don't do a video. Like start small. Something that practicing consistency, okay? If you're still super caught up in what you look like, practicing consistency can also be something as simple as, like I said, you're on that walk, you're listening to a podcast, you hear this great idea, you have to share this gem. So you open up your favorite social media app. Okay. So let's say for the sake of everything right now, it's Facebook because or even Twitter or X. And you go in and you create a written post or LinkedIn even, right? And you open it, you say, I just heard the coolest thing on this podcast. This is what I heard. This is my takeaway. What do you think? Or ask, how does this relate to you in your life? Post not only your thought, but also ask for engagement. And you don't have to show your face to do that. In fact, when I used to do live streams more than I did through Facebook, on the days that I did not go live on Facebook, I had a commitment to go to my page and ask a question of my audience. So I would either ask them something outright that I was curious to learn about them. Okay. I'd ask them multiple choice question, are you more A, are you more B, whatever. Or I would get on there and, like I just said, type up, here's something that I saw, or here's something that I learned. This is really cool to me. What do you think? Do you relate? And post it. That is part of building engagement because getting the consistency, that's solution number one. But solution number two, and solution number two, is you want people to engage with the content that you are creating. So if you are putting a video up, say at the end, tell me what you think. Or if you think the message is really good and you'd love to get it out there, tell them at the end of the video, "Hey, share this because I know your friends need to hear this too," right? Or if it's a written post, ask them a question at the end. Ask them to choose something. Don't make it a necessary essay response from them. That's why I'm a fan of I'll ask a question. I'll put something up that says yes or no, and I'll write the question. And then they only have to comment with one word, right? or one letter if I do a multiple choice thing. But these are all strategies while working on getting consistent with video, if I don't want to show my face because I'm afraid of being seen, or it's just not optimal, or let's say I'm sick like even right now, if I'm not feeling good, I don't want to record a video. That's what batching content is for. And we can talk about that in another episode. But practice showing up consistently, number one. And number two, even without your face or with your face, with video or a photo or something, ask them a question. Get people engaged. Learn about your audience. They will share and don't expect too much, meaning give them an opportunity to answer a question with one word or one letter. Okay. So, those are the top two solutions that I have for you building consistency and then building engagement. And hopefully, in those examples, I've illustrated for you that it doesn't need to be something that takes a large amount of time. If you have been thinking, for example, that the only way to grow your audience, that the only way to build your digital presence is to do a long form video like on YouTube or a long form video in an Instagram live or live on Facebook or TikTok or wherever you want to be. That is not the only solution at all. Even just putting reels or shorts or something incremental that's less than a minute up in the social media space, that's not mandatory. It's not required. Consistency is required and increasing engagement. is required. Okay. You can do this in small steps in your pockets of free time or minimal free time, right? And make it go a long way. It doesn't need to take you a long time to do this. Just start. Like this fear of being seen, I get it. But big way to overcome it is action. Action will be the antidote to the fear. Action will start to put the fear on the shelf because when you take the action, you are building your competence. You're building how competent or able you think you are at doing the thing that you once think you couldn't do. In addition to feeling more competent, your confidence will go up also. Okay. So we've talked about the problem. I've given you some solutions. And now for your action step. The action step I'm going to challenge you to take today is to record and post one short video, 5 seconds, 5 seconds, 15 seconds, less than a minute. Okay. I'm using video as an example because, yes, the text only stuff is great. And I just mentioned some reasons why you may want to do that. But I suspect that if you already have a start on social media, you might already be posting text, up the ante just a little bit, and record something that is a minute or less and post it. And here's the kicker, even if it's imperfect. Even if you are going to film it and post it and you're looking like me today in your ball cap and no makeup and a hoodie, because you know what matters is the value that you can give to people. Someone out there needs your word of encouragement. It's not up to you to go find them, but it is up to you to be the deliverer of that piece of education, to be the deliverer of empowerment, to be the deliverer of encouragement. And sometimes perfection, not only is it much more difficult to try and make it a perfect piece of content, but a lot of times people don't like it as much, especially in the time that we are living in right now. And that is something we can all take advantage of. I hope this was helpful to you. I want to know. Leave me a comment. There's also a section where you can inbox me through the audio platform for the podcast. I want to know if you recorded the video. If you made it to the end of this episode and you went ahead and you posted the video, I want you to comment, I did it. I want to know. I did it. And I want to see those comments because I want to be able to go in and comment back to you and engage with you, my audience, and let you know that I am proud of you, that you have got this. I love you. I mean it. And I will talk to you next time.